My net worth December was like negative $70,000. I have a 6-figure net worth now. In the last 6.5 months, not even last, from March to like August or whatever, right? 6.5 months, I paid off $68,313 of debt. So now we totally debt free. All this stuff from trading, but not just trading. And one thing I always talk about things that people don't talk about because they're not sexy, but it's real. If people want results, and if all y'all want results, you need to listen. Personal finance is the key. Nobody talks about it in this space. I talk about it all the time. You need proper personal finances to manage your money, because if you can't manage $1,000 a week check, there's no way you can manage your funds. And that's the same thing with business.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode. Forex Beginner Podcast. It's your boy Calvin here. Check it in. Today, we have a guest in the building. Mr. Strong is in the building. James Strong, to be exact. And he is actually strong, y'all. He gonna give me some tips on how to get my body together. What's up, James? What's going on, man? Brother? And you got a story, bro.
Yeah, man.
How you doing, first of all?
Hey, I'm phenomenal, dog.
Yeah, it's a privilege to have you here, bro.
I appreciate it, man.
Appreciate you. Yeah, of course. I appreciate you for reaching out. Sorry it took a little minute for me to get to the DMs. Listen, I be telling people, man, listen, I don't be ignoring y'all. I just don't be on Instagram. And a lot of times, I don't know what it is, but Instagram, it kind of filters some messages. It show you some and it hides others. So it's kind of weird, right? Yeah. But anyway, you're from where?
Born and raised in North Carolina.
Okay.
So, but now we live in Dallas, Texas.
Now you live in Dallas.
Yes, sir.
And you flew from Dallas to Florida to meet with your boy.
Yes, sir, man.
Awesome. Tell me a little bit more. I appreciate that, man. How long you been listening to the podcast?
Man, I discovered you about 2 years ago. So, I mean, this is before like you started growing. This is before doors, before any of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I really resonated with it. I have really, really strong discernment. And there was one video you had about trading is more on God's timing. It's on God's purpose. And that one right there, I was like, I like this brother. You know what I'm saying? So back then, I'll be honest with you, I was on my business stuff more so. I just started getting into trading. I started growing, truthfully, in trading very fast. So, but I was like, I wasn't really out. I used to take pride in being like an unknown great. But I had to stop hiding because I realized I couldn't help anybody doing that. You know, I'm not a person, there's too many frosters out here, too many people trying to just make money. I mean, I'm not about that, all right? Thing about me, I'm truthful. I'm honest. I'm gonna get it to you real and raw, whether you like it or not. You know what I'm saying? So that's how we get results. That's how you get results. Your body, your money, everything, man. You gotta keep it real.
That's what's up. How old are you?
28.
28.
Yeah, I might look 38. You know what I'm saying? I'm 28, man.
I may look 38, but I'm 28.
Hey, beard, bro. I'm 6'6", so.
He is tall for sure. Okay, so you started following the podcast. Well, that's when my YouTube channel was just Calvin, a New Trader, right? Yeah. Man, that's love, time, bro. Man. Come on, man. That's love right there. I appreciate that. And now you're sitting here with me having a conversation. And so this is the power of just being consistent, right? You being consistent in who you are, me being consistent in who I am, we meet, right? Talk to me about, you say you were involved in business, but you're looking at the trading, channel, and you're soaking up the information in this industry, in this niche, whatever you want to call it. The business side, like what were you doing at that time for income?
So I had a trucking company. Okay. So the thing is, I was making at the time at least $1,000 every day, 26 years old. And so, I ain't gonna lie, I had plans to grow, was doing my thing. And I was helping other guys grow it. I also was consulting as well. So I was, generating income that way. And this is not my first business endeavor. So I don't want anybody to think like, okay, at 26, he was doing that. Like, nah, my first business, I lost money. My second business, I lost money. My third business, I broke even. My fourth business, I get paid to this day from still. And my last business, I sold for a profit to go all in with trading. And too many people think that you can just start something, and they had this microwave mentality. Like, what's the thing that's gonna get me there? Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of times you got to catch an Uber to get to the next ride, catch this dinghy, this ship to get to the main one. So it's not gonna come from one thing, and that's why I don't like when people say they're self-made. Nobody's self-made. If you're watching this video right now, you learning from us, right? If you read a book, you learn from somebody. So it's a series of steps. But doing that, how I got into trading specifically, I was helping a guy who wanted to grow in the industry, right? He wanted to get into the trucking space. He wanted to grow. So I'm like, all right, cool, no problem. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing my thing. I help you out. Not charging, not doing nothing, just doing out of love. So I could tell he started feeling indebted. I'm like, every day we talking, we making money, we doing our thing. And he like, hey, bro, I trade. I'm like, I done heard this before. You know what I'm saying? Like guys back in college trying to recruit for the MLM thing.
Yeah.
I have strong discernment. I'm like, nah, I'm cool. So I'm like, okay, let's keep running this bag. Like I said, I'm making $1,000 a day. Like I'm cool. I'm making 20 plus grand a month. One day he texts me. He like, hey, good morning, bro. I'm in this trade. I just made $2,300. I said, $2,300. I said, bro, it's 6:57 in the morning. Like, hold on, bro. So I called and said, yo, what you talking about? He said, bro, I was called this trade. Like, I'm like, this stuff real. Now, my mindset, there's nothing I can't do if I see another man do it. So as soon as I saw he could do it, I said, it's possible. This is real.
Come on.
And so I said, all right. I started weighing the options. Now, obviously, trucking, yeah, I'm home sometimes. I have drivers and stuff too. We making good money, but I'm like, I'm a young guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm 28 now, but I was 26 then. And so I'm married. So I'm like, man, like, I'm looking down. Another thing too is I have very good pattern recognition. It's one thing that helps me with trading and in life. And I'm like, okay, like, I got like my man, right? He had a lady. He was in a relationship. He sacrificed that. Now he makes a lot of money. Like he makes like $1 million a year. He ain't got nobody to share it with. So I could see where the trajectory was kind of going. Like, hey, you can have this in this lifestyle, right? There's a million ways to make $1 million. I always say that. You can make money this way, or I can make money a different way and still have my family. So now I value my relationship too much. You know what? I'm gonna take this trading thing serious. So I paused everything, got rid of the drivers, like parked the trucks. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna make this work. Let me try this thing out. And I put the same energy I was putting dispatching, working, driving, like all that stuff, right? I put in the trading. So no lie, literally for 6 to 8 months, I had money stacked up. My wife's still working. I'm going in. I'm waking up at 6 a.m., 7 a.m., trading. Literally, my wife waking up, I'm on the charts. She come back from work, I'm on the charts. Going to sleep. I put the same energy to it. And so one thing people don't understand too is it's not about how long you're doing something. This is why even when I talk to people now, they say they've been trading 3 to 4 years, and I kind of chuckle because it don't matter how long you've been doing it. It's about how many iterations or repetitions you put into it. So I knew, okay, again, studying business, right? I've started business that costs $100,000 to start for $5,000. I've got success in certain business that in 6 months that it takes certain people 18 months. Because once you break down, it's just like manipulating the body, right? Once you know how to cut body fat, once you know how to build muscle, it's just a formula. It's the same for everything. So I was able to take that formula, break it down and say, okay, the average trader fails because of ABC. Okay, the average trader takes 4 to 5 years to become profitable because of ... Let me manipulate these things and I can speed up that learning curve. So the point I got to, I truly found consistency 6 to 12 months in. But you know how it is. You start battling that break-even period. So I was battling that for a while, and I mean, God, like the good thing about me, I'll be honest with you, I didn't even know a lot of technical stuff up front because I realized most people don't fail because they have a technical knowledge gap. They fail because of the mental aspect. They don't understand how to deal with certain situations or how to respond to them. You know what I mean? So it's not about, you can win, but how do you react when you lose? And that's just like in real life. You win, that's cool. But when you lose, how do you feel? You know what I'm saying? So it's been a beautiful journey. It's been up and down, but really this last year is when it really clicked for me. I hit a rock bottom point. I literally, like the first time in my life, everybody knows James always got a plan. You know what I'm saying? James the man with the plan. And I had got to the point, man, I remember like it was yesterday. I was laying on the bed. I was in the office. I walked to the room, laid in the bed. My wife came in there. I said, baby, I don't know what to do. She's like, what you mean? I said, I done sold the business for this. I done went all in. You know what I'm saying? I'm like 18 months in. This ain't it. And then I heard God talk to me. He told me what to look for. And I was like, man, I feel like I'm doing something backwards. And all I heard was, that's it. I was like, backwards? What you mean backwards? Looking at it backwards. Bro, when I tell you it's been up since then, it's been up. Like, my net worth, December was like negative $70,000. I have a 6-figure net worth now. In the last 6.5 months, not even last, from March to like August or whatever, right? 6.5 months, I paid off $68,313 of debt. So now we totally debt free. all this stuff from trading, but not just trading. And one thing I always talk about things that people don't talk about because they're not sexy, but it's real. If people want results, and if all y'all want results, you need to listen. Personal finance is the key. Nobody talks about it in this space. I talk about it all the time. You need proper personal finances to manage your money, because if you can't manage $1,000 a week check, there's no way you can manage your funds. And that's the same thing with business.
Yeah.
So again, I went to school for accounting, all that stuff. Yeah, that's cool. But like, I've been managing money since I was 5 years old. I bought my first car off money. Lily, hey, Papa, we want to get some chicken. It's a spot in Bojangles called Bojangles, right?
Yeah, I heard of Bojangles, yep.
$20. He bring back $4.39. Hey, can I keep that? My grandma give me something for some candy. Everybody go blow all of it. Now I'm gonna spend, out of $10, I'm gonna go spend $7. I'm gonna keep $3 and change. Yo, I paid for my first car cash like that. Never had a job. So I had good, proper money management. Then I learned business. Then you combine that with trading, it's game over. It's only a matter of time. It's game over.
Bro, this is really good. We got a lot to dig into. So first of all, you're in the trucking business. Mm-hmm. So you're driving trucks and you have other guys who are driving your trucks as well.
Dispatching them too.
Okay, perfect. So how many guys do you have driving your trucks?
Myself and 2.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, so yourself and 2 others. Mm-hmm. And by doing this, you're bringing in about $1,000 a day.
Or sometimes more.
Sometimes more.
$1,800 days, but that's just a safe number, 1,000, yeah.
And what type of trucks are these? The 18-wheelers or box trucks?
These actually box trucks.
Box trucks. Yeah. A lot of people sleeping on the box truck.
Oh, they were sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were sleeping on them.
So
I got in when it was popping.
Yeah. Yeah. So were you leasing these like box trucks or buying them used? Like how were you getting the vehicles?
Both.
Doing both.
I had one I owned on the business name, and then we were renting them, running that way.
Come on, man.
Yeah, man.
All right. I love this. I love this. So how long were you operating in that space before you sold the business?
A little over 2 years, little over 2 years.
So you had some quick growth in that.
So the first month I did $50. Quit my job, I did $50. And like I said, my mindset strong. I'm not a person, I'm like, I ain't shaking. I'm like, when I say I'll do something, I'm gonna do it. I told my wife, I said, I'm making this thing work. You know what I mean? And I was like, that next month, man, I did $19,000.
That's crazy, bro.
Because like it's unwavering faith, unwavering belief. Like before anything, you got to believe in yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like it does not matter what you do, even down to like, it's so not even funny, but it's so funny to me how people get into things like fitness and they set these goals and everybody wants something. That's great. But people don't realize they're sabotaging their own success, not consciously, but unconsciously. You have to go get this thing. If you ain't gonna go get it, who gonna get it? Like we all do what we do. We trade, we in the business. This stuff is not for the weak. But we do it for our loved ones. We do it for our spouse, our children, our mother, our father, whoever it is we need to do. And it's like, you need to remember that when it gets hard, because it's gonna get hard. And I think a lot of people too, they want stuff to be too easy. One thing about me, the reason that I literally have had, and I call it success, right? Like it's not all financial, because even when I lost money, that was success. Because that first business, when I lost money, my mindset, like I don't glorify growing up in a rough area. I'm not one of them guys who talking about, oh, I'm from the hood. If you ask anybody where I'm from, they say, we from the hood. I say I grew up in a lower area because I don't take pride in that. You know what I mean? And I always saw people around me don't have money. So they stress, they struggling. I said, hey, whatever that money thing is, you feel me? I need some of that. I need to keep some on me. So I got to college and my relationship with money was not good. It was more of like a survival method. I need this. So I had money. I met my wife and she's my, my girlfriend at the time. And one day she was at, I basically had, actually she was in there. She's in my apartment. She's in my apartment sleeping. This is when I started the business stuff. So I started thinking more about family when I met her. And I was like, all right, man, like, yo, this is gonna be my wife, bro. Like, we're gonna have children. You feel me? Like, I already knew. You know what I'm saying? As soon as I met her, I knew within 7 days. First girl I ever took home to meet my mom.
Wow.
And I was like, all right, like, this is it. So then I got to start thinking bigger. As a man, I'm like, what am I doing? So I was like, okay, I know I need to, and we'll go into that too, actually, how I got into business heavy. But I was like, I know I need to do this business stuff, man. Like, I know I need to make some money. Man, like, I ain't trying to lose no money, though. You know what I'm saying? Again, I'm trying to get without giving. That's impossible in life. Anytime you receive something, you got to give. You can give your time, you can give your money. That's why people love saying the word free game. Ain't no game free. Because you can get your time or you can get your money. Yeah. I'd rather get my money because I can get that back. Yeah. I can't get time back. So I'm like, all right, let me go ahead and break some bread off. I'm gonna invest in myself. I got in that. My first ever business endeavor was like Amazon FBA. I'm talking about back in like 2014, 2013. Well, nothing on YouTube like that. So I'm like, man. So I got products from Alibaba, all this good stuff, put it on there, made a few sales, and I was like, man, I don't know what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna cut it. Put like $3,500 into it. Lost it all. And most people might be discouraged. So 98% of people gonna be discouraged in that moment. Bro, that freed my mind. Because I literally thought if I ever lost money, I would die. And that sound like extreme, you feel me? But I'm like, nah, like you don't understand how I grew up. Like bro, like I watched my mother not eat sometimes so I could eat. You feel me? Like we didn't have nothing like that. So I'm like, yo, I just lost. At the time I had like 10,000 to my name. You know what I'm saying? I'm 21 years old, 20 years old. I lost over a third of my savings. Bro, I still had both my jobs I was using to get myself through college. Still had my apartment, still paid my rent, all my bills on time, nothing changed. And I was like, yo, I'm good. A light went off. Then I realized I take responsibility in everything I do. I said, yo, I had made 7 sales. I'm from North Carolina. I told you that. I don't remember the other sales, but I remember one sale in particular was from Charlotte, North Carolina. I said, bro, I know Charlotte. I've been to Charlotte. Somebody bought my product and I didn't know how to market. I didn't know how to sell. I didn't know how to advertise. Bro, I didn't do anything. I got, you know what I'm saying? This is when Fiverr was young. I got my stuff. I was taking my photos. I was doing an internship full time in accountants. I'm working 60-hour days, driving an hour, coming back. Like I always had that thing in me. I always had that grind. You got to go get it, especially as a man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, if I would have knew all this stuff, what could I have done? The light bulb went off. I said, oh, it's on. I've been on ever since because I realized it was my fault it didn't succeed. Nobody else's.
That's powerful. I'm seeing a trend here, right? All you got to do is see the potential. And once you see the potential, you know it's possible. This reminds me of a story I heard from Steve Harvey, the comedian. And he spoke about when his friend signed him up for a comedy show. And they went to the club one weekend just to see it. And he had signed up for the next week to be a part of it. But what happened was the last person they called up didn't show. So they called the first name for next week's show on the list. And they said, Steve Harvey here. And he was like, oh, it must be another Steve Harvey. And it was like, no, his friend was like, that's you. So he went up there unprepared, but he had always been writing jokes. Went up there, killed it, bro. And he won, I think he won $50 that night.
Yep, $50.
Yeah. And he started crying. And his friend said, what you crying for? It's only $50. He said, you don't understand. I'm going to do this for the rest of my life. And the next day he quit his job.
Yep.
And that reminds me, like your story and your determination, it don't matter how much you made with that first sale on Amazon. It didn't matter how much you made with your first outing as a box truck driver. It didn't matter. You saw the potential and you knew. And then what happened? That next month you made $19,000. You know what I mean? Like 100%. It's crazy. So your ability, like you are actually, it's crazy that you've been following the podcast that long because you are the ideal viewer that I'm speaking to, who is myself. I've always been the type of person, listen, you can say what you want. That person came on the podcast and lied, or that person ain't make that much money. My thing is, if a man will sit and lie in front of thousands of people, millions of people watching, that's on that man. But the story that man is telling, if I see some potential in that, and I'm like, yo, if he even did half of that, if he even did 1% of what he said he made, I know I can do it. For sure, for sure. And that's what brought me to trading. Because when I hear people talk about what they made, it don't matter if they over leveraging. It don't matter what they did. I'm going to do the responsible thing for me and my family on my side. But if I see somebody else can get into the market and trade, I'm interested.
100%.
Sign me up. How do you feel about that?
Well, number one, if a man come on here and lie to people just to make some money, he's not a real man. So to me, I call those grown boys. That's not a man. Number two, I'm not some guy. I ain't trying to sit like here like I'm a millionaire. Now I'm not yet. I'm gonna be for sure. Like I said, in the way life works, you start to compound. But see, what I'm doing now isn't because of the last year. It's because of the last 7. You feel what I'm saying? Like, bro, it took me 10 years to get a six-pack. And people may say, James, why? Bro, I done had 3 knee surgeries because of sports, all because of basketball. I had to relearn how to walk 3 times. I couldn't walk, bro. Out of 3 years, I couldn't walk for a year and a half of my life. In the prime in high school, bro, in middle school, I'm a teenager. Everybody going out, I can't walk. So I had to have a strong work ethic very early on, right? When I could no longer hoop and I thought that was my way out, now what? When I used to get in basketball games for free because my name was on the list, now they dropped me. Now what?
What's your saying? They only need you what?
Oh.
What's your saying?
Man, I said, man, I realized at that age, like, once people don't need you, basically I learned you replaceable. And I never this is my saying truthfully, right? I ain't told you this one yet. Never let another man feed you because if they feed you, they can starve you.
Ooh.
And if they can starve you, they can starve your family, everybody you love. Ain't no man gonna starve me. Ain't no man gonna starve my wife or my daughter or my mother, anybody I love. So it's because of things like that why I started doing what I was doing. But like I said, it's been 7 years of this, bro. Like, I can't cover in 55 minutes, an hour, however long we gonna sit here have this great conversation. I can't cover everything I went through. Dog, people don't understand through these business endeavors. So I'm not a typical guy. I didn't get in through MLM. I went to grad school. I graduated high school with a 4.2 GPA.
Smart guy.
Yes, sir. I went to college. I ain't gonna lie, I was bull crapping around. I wasn't taking it serious. I could have had a full ride my undergrad paid for. I was 50 points off. 50 points. So that's the equivalent of anywhere from 2 to 5 questions, depending on which question it was. I took it 2 times. I got lower the second time because I was playing. But the day of the thing, man, I was in there dancing, playing music. You know, so everybody studied. I'm like, man, I got this, man. Got lower. I'm like, dang, I got to get this debt because I was tripping. By the time grad school came around, I joined a fraternity. Shout out all my brothers in Alpha Phi Fraternity Incorporated. You know, I became a fraternity president, all that good stuff, had fun, had a great time. But I was kind of lost until I met my wife. And it really gave me clarity. When I met her, I was like, nah, this is bigger than me. You know what I'm saying? So I started taking business serious and all that good stuff. By the time grad school came around, I had my act together. So I was still working. I was working 2 jobs, put myself through school, and I had to pay for a scholarship. I started taking business super serious, and I'm going to get back to the struggle, but I want to really emphasize a lot of these key points that people don't realize, right?
Yeah, because the business is what got you to this success in trading.
Exactly.
The principles that you learned from building.
But people don't understand how long this started, all the struggles and sacrifice. Like I said, I'm trying to highlight a few of them, but you won't know the lonely nights I spent. I had videos on my phone, man. People on New Year's, I hear the fireworks. I literally took a blue collar job a couple years ago. I sold my business, so I didn't run through my savings. I worked 11-hour shift, and I'm back testing, bro. I got the video on my phone saying, man, it's going to pay off one day. How many people willing to do that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm eating meals that cost $7. I got a rule, too, like, yo, you don't ever eat more than what your hourly wage is.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm living by that forever. How many people doing it? Now, you want to go ball out. You want to go to spend? Nah. Like, but I basically, in college, I was paying my way through, right? Had 2 jobs. And when it came to school, I was in grad school. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm going to go get this, this good job. I guess I'll be a millionaire by the time I'm 35, whatever. So I'm in this finance class, bro. Like, I went to grad school for accounting. I'm in grad school, undergraduate, for accounting, and grad school for finance. So it was this class, bro. I was like, I don't get it. This stuff like Chinese.
What class was it?
Some finance class.
Okay.
So I go to the professor's office. I'm like, hey, can you break this down to me? Oh, well, the municipal bonds and the high yield. I'm like, yo, that don't make sense.
What school were you at, by the way?
East Carolina. I ain't gonna give too much because I think he's still there.
Oh,
you know
okay,
I don't want to put him out there, but
you.
East Carolina University.
Okay.
So they actually the top accounting school in North Carolina.
Okay, nice.
So I was like, hey, man, like, that don't make sense. I'm like, yo, can you show me, like how do you invest? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you invest your money? Because I'm thinking, like, yo, this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, okay, people always say I'm good with money. Oh, you must be good with numbers, go to accounting. I did that and realized I used a bean cruncher. Like, you just count other people's money. So I'm like, nah, I'm good on that. So now I went to grad school of finance. So I'm thinking, oh, they're going to teach me how to invest. Basically, what we're doing now, which is trading, investing. And I'm like, nah. So I'm talking to him in his office, man, you know what I mean, one-on-one. And he like, I say, hey, can you show me how you invest? He like, I'm like, well, don't you invest in this stuff? Long story short, he don't really invest. I'm like, yo, why am I here, bro? Yo, I left the same semester.
So you didn't finish?
Nah.
Wow.
Paid for a scholarship, bro. I left. I had like 1 or 2 semesters left to graduate. I said, I'm done. I said, my man, I'm here to have a life of freedom. If you can't help me with it, I'm gonna get on my own. And so after the second business that I had led me to an opportunity where they actually got me to Texas. Now, I didn't own it. I didn't know that then. I ended up getting scammed later. People stole $1,000 from me. That's how we got to Texas. We lost everything. My mom didn't even know this, for real. I had enough money. My wife left with me too, my girlfriend at the time, right? I told her, I said, hey, don't leave because of me. Because that first month, like I said, I'm hungry now. They basically signed me up for like an MLM thing. I didn't know, right? But
what was the promise? Like what they promised you?
So basically, we were getting people finance for like real estate deals, right?
Okay.
Getting them loans, stuff like that. They were taking a piece off of it. I'm 20, 21 years old.
Hungry. Ambitious.
That's it. They signed me up to meet a quota. Dude never taught me nothing. So I'm going up. I'm driving an hour and a half every day from Greenville, North Carolina, which is East Carolina, driving to Raleigh, right? That's where they would have like real estate conferences. I'm just watching the dude studying. He moving like this. He talking to these people. Okay, that's kind of scammy. I don't like that. Taking stuff out. Bro, I signed somebody up. My first month, I made $5,000 commission.
Wow.
And so they were shocked. So I had the fastest growth like in a company, right? So he was like, all right, they called like the VP or somebody out, basically trying to promote me, whatever. Bro, I'm signing contracts. I don't know what's going on. None of that good stuff. So I'm making money. Coming to find out, they basically scam us. Just keep a long story short. They scamming people. I only found out because I'm signing people up. You know, I done left school, bro. So like now, my wife left with me. This young lady depending on me. You feel me? Like now she my responsibility. So I need every dollar I can get. You know, everything I'm putting, you know how it is in your business a lot of times. People don't understand, like, you put money back into the business.
Facts.
Bro, I'm taking all the money, I'm putting it back into advertising. You know, we driving, we going to DC, we going to Florida down here, we going everywhere, right? Just to market ourselves on the East Coast. Man, this guy, he was a green light, like qualified. He won like 6 figures in funding, like $150,000 for a real estate project, all this type of stuff. And then the guy who was the middleman, the dude who signed me up, right? He was like, yeah, the deal fell through, you know, ABC. Hung up. I'm like, what? So I called the client. I'm like, yo, hey, what happened? He like, hey, man, nah, like, he on some scamming stuff. He like, yo, I wanted money, but he tried to get me to take more because I qualified. I'm like, and that was the first red sign. You know what I'm saying? Again, like, I'm not going to get too far in that because I like to focus on positivity. But, man, I never got money. I was old. All type of stuff started happening. And I had got just enough money to get to Texas. And me and my wife moved to Texas. I heard God say, come to Dallas. And, bro, we got here, lost everything. Lost everything. I had enough money for 3 months rent. That's it.
Wow. Because you were anticipating this, you know, the clients that you had, the sales that you had, you know, to get that pay.
And then we didn't own nothing. Through. I mean, legally, contractually, it was all good. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, but out of respect, like I'm an energy person. I'm a respect person. Like, I don't do people dirty. You get that back.
Correct.
So we lost that. Ain't had that money come in. So I'm like, yo, I ain't got no family out here. I ain't got no friends out here. It's just me and her. What we do. And so my wife has started nannying. And this is another problem I'm talking about the struggle. People don't understand. I will never forget this moment. My wife started nannying. So she's taking care of, she wasn't even young. She was probably like 12 or whatnot, right? Her mom just wants somebody to beat up at school. And again, it's another thing. I'm a genuine guy. I'm honest. I'm straight up. Views don't faze me. People don't realize I was not famous, but we were huge on YouTube during the same period, right? Another thing, I had took business so serious. I like, bet my wife wanted to do YouTube. I'm a guy, I ain't scared of nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm a martial artist, all type of stuff. So I'm like, I do it with you. I'm like, bet, and we can use the business to fund it. Then we'll make money. I thought back then, because people had stuff, they were rich. So we actually got big on YouTube. We had millions of views. We had multiple TV offers. We had offers from management companies, but they were 360 deals, like the music deal. They used to be ex-music people. I didn't know that. So around the same time, we had an opportunity to go down there, and it's a management company. I'm not going to say who, but they YouTubers for couples, over 5 million, 10 million, 9 million, 6 million, like big ones, they manage. They called us. It's like, yo, we want to talk to y'all. We like, this it. We gone. My wife had to pick that girl up from school. So I was like, hey, just let her know it's an emergency. We got an emergency. Because it was, but I'm like, yo, it's changed our life. You know, cool. Thinking everything good, went down there. It didn't end up working out because I actually read a contract. Contract was so daggone crooked, it was crazy. They would have owned every business I would have started for the next 4 years. if we even try to get out of it, it was a mandatory $150,000 for this. If we went to court, we'd have to pay $100,000. Like, I'm talking ridiculous stuff for like 20, 21-year-olds. So I'm like, dang. So I basically saw, okay, we can't do it with them. So we got to keep getting out of the mud. We come back. The lady act like it was all good, who my wife was nannying for. Only income we had now. We had rock bottom. Like, I'm talking about, even if the rock ain't at the bottom, it's floating. You feel me? Like,
around there, yeah.
Man, we get back, bro. She like, hey, call my wife one night. Hey, you know, I'm gonna have to let you go. I'm like, yo, bro, my wife in there begging this lady, begging her, bro, for like $500 a week. You know how I felt as a man, dog, to watch the woman I love beg somebody? I felt like nothing. And I'm like I will never get that moment out of my mind, bro. And something snapped. I was like, never again. I took the phone. I said, don't worry about it. We're going to be good. Click. My wife was like, what you doing? I said, we straight. Don't worry about it. This ain't going to never happen again. Moments like that, rock bottom, my mom didn't know. I didn't tell nobody, man. Got us out of that. Moments like getting to points with trading. People do not understand how, there's way more than that. But people don't understand what you got to go through to get to these points. So I'm not a guy, a lot of people want to be lied to. I'm going to tell you right now, if you want to be lied to, go buy these $200, $300 courses, let them go lie to you. But if it's a 20% of people who really want the truth, that's why I'm here. Because you can really go get it, but it's not going to be fancy. It's not going to be easy. You can really get this muscle. You can get this six-pack. But I'm going to tell you how to really get it.
Well, tell me. You know what I'm saying? Well, tell me. Let's get into it.
Which one? You want to sit back? What you want?
All right. So I want to talk about trading, right?
Yes, sir.
Because this is what the masses think is their breakthrough in life. And it really is. It really is. It is the level up. Now you going from just time for money, money for time. You're going into compounding. You're going into growing your money.
100%.
Everything you've worked for, you can now multiply it in an hour, in a few minutes, in some seconds, in weeks, months, etc. Right? So this is the place where we want to be. We all need to be investors. Shout out Robert Kiyosaki, right? Moving from the B quadrant to the investor quadrant, right? That's where we got to be to really live and really grow and outlive what our time can produce for us. You know what I mean? Now, how you got introduced, you're doing your trucking business. You then meet a guy who you're mentoring in the trucking business, and he's trading, okay? What is he teaching you? How do you really start learning how to do this?
So he's teaching me, right? He's basically seeing if I'm serious. And I respect it to this day. Like, we still cool people, right? He's sending me books like Trading in the Zone, audio. He like, hey, listen to this. Let me know what you learn. Now, this stuff like Chinese. I don't know what this stuff is. Candlesticks, wigs, and risk management, taking profit. I'm like, okay. So I'm like, hey, I listened to it, bro. He like, okay, that's a good sign. He said, you know how many people listened to it when I told him to? So I mean, none. He said, bro, none, you the only one.
Wow.
So then we sitting down, you know, we getting on FaceTime, we talking, right? We getting on Zoom. And he was kind of like, I guess, trying to practice to mentor me. I move fast now. You know, you kind of see my history already. So I'm like, all right, man, you're going too slow for me. You know what I mean? So I went on YouTube. And shout out to him, man. Again, I love giving people their flowers, man. Shout out to Doyle, right? So I found Doyle. Yeah. And I was like, he got good energy. I have strong discernment, dog. Like I could tell a snake, man, quick. I'm like, yo, he really doing this. And then like you said too, like, you know, it's not about how big or how small. I could tell if you're really doing it or not. Because that's up to your risk management. Like if you come to just making $5 a month, that's on you. But as long as you're consistent, you can make 5,000. Yep. It's the same thing. So I saw a door. I was like, I like this dude. Come to find out, that's who my man actually was learning from. Wow. Who had learned from.
Okay.
So I like, bet. So I joined Doyle's group, started learning the basics. Now, all my foundation pretty much came from Doyle. You know what I mean? Again, I'm not a guy. People are trying to say this. You're not self-made, bro. So again, shout out to Doyle, man.
Yeah, because Doyle learned from somebody.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
We all learn, bro.
Absolutely.
Hello traders, I'm Bernd Skopinski from Online Trading Campus, one of the few trading educators who verify trading results with prop firm payments and my FX book. Whether you are a beginner or looking to advance, Our unique set and forget method using proprietary indicators means less screen time and more freedom. I'm the all-time record holder at FTMO, and I generated over $1 million with prop firms. Feel free to book a call with Online Trading Campus to discuss how we can help you improve your trading skills and learn more about our system. Now, back to Calvin.
So, I learned from him. It did not work. I didn't like it, right? It didn't fit my personality.
Right.
But I knew how to do it. But I didn't quit. I didn't change until I mastered it.
Come on.
Then I was able to do it. And I was like, all right, this don't fit my personality. Like, I'm low-key getting anxiety, scalping like this every day. But, I was able to learn like that, learn from some other things from other people. So I combined it and it just went up. And one thing I will say, too, I want to share this nugget with people as well. I knew going into trading, you're going to lose money. You can lose money in every business. So basically, instead of putting a lot of capital, what I did was I bought a ton of prop firm challenges back then, right? Evaluations now, whatever you want to call them. I probably failed 15 of them joints back to back.
Yep, I've been there.
Exactly. But what I did was I was like, instead of me putting $1,000 and blowing the whole 1,000 15 times, let me buy 250, 250, 250 over and over.
That's it.
So by the end of the year, I looked at my P&L, my accountant, I'm only down 3,500. The next year I broke even, and then now I'm in profit.
That's it.
Simple as that.
That's the way.
Simple.
I love it. That's good. Okay, so talk to me about when did trading get to a point where you decided that, okay, I can sell the business and start putting some real energy into trading?
I was still losing. I'm not gonna lie to you.
So even when you made the decision,
I was losing.
You were still losing.
Yeah.
Bro, how did you build up enough confidence to keep doing that, bro?
Faith, man. It's not worth me losing my family. Like when I see something's possible, I'm gonna make my mentality is I'm gonna make it work. Like I knew we'd be sitting here talking before we even met up to talk.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
Yeah.
Like because I know, you know what I'm saying. Like, but you gotta have faith, man. Like faith is literally the belief in things unseen.
Yeah.
How can I see the success first? I can't. You gotta know it's already there. So I just jumped ship, bro, for real.
Wow. So what made you sell the trucking business? Like why? Time,
man. Like you making money, but you have no time. And people don't understand. People think money is everything. It's not. What we really want, and another thing I always say, we trade to grow our capital. Like I trade to grow capital. I take that capital and then I invest. I invest in the market. I invest in things like artwork. I invest that money. And then having good personal finance is how it's all possible. That's literally my saying. So you need all three of those. You need to get the actual skill of trading. You need to start investing and becoming like a real business and an owner, right? And then having good personal financial management. But like I sold it on, faith, obviously, right? But I didn't have time. And people think you want money. No, you want freedom of time.
Yeah.
So like one thing I always say too is like, some people underestimate how much money like it really takes. You know what I'm saying? They think, because they see these Lamborghinis and stuff, and that's cool. Like ain't no not to that. I'm not that guy. I'm from the South. I pull up in a pickup truck. I ain't gonna hold you. I like making my money, keep my money. If I want this big, I would have put up in a Toyota Corolla. You feel me? But I need some space. I'm a big guy.
Yeah.
But like, it's not about that. So I like to give examples too, and I gave this in a video the other day, right? Imagine if we got $12,000. If your rent is $3,000, that's a nice crib. Your rent $3,000. You have $1,000 car note. You spend $2,000 on food. That's $6,000. And then you got $3,000 left for whatever money. You still got $3,000 left. You don't need $1 million to be free.
Come on.
That's only 12,000 times 12 months is $144,000 a year.
Yeah.
So, okay, cool. You're making great money, but how much time do you have? So I really, doing that, I realized the value of time. Like, yeah, I could spend money left and right, but it's like, man, now what? You know what I mean? Like I'm driving or I'm dispatcher, I'm doing stuff. I can't spend time with my wife. What's the point? So when I saw trading, I saw what, my brother was doing. Like when he introduced me to it, I might do this. I could wake up and do this in 3-4 hours and have all my time.
That's it.
Yeah.
All I need is the capital.
That's it.
Boom. Okay. So you sell the business, right? And then you jump into this. Now, before you jumped in, you were debt free first.
No, I was in debt.
So you were still in debt.
I was in debt, bro.
But you just believed.
6 months ago.
So you got debt free 6 months ago.
6 months ago.
Okay, so, bro, you got to walk us through
Pardon
this.
me.
Yeah.
3 months ago, it took 6 months.
It took 6 months.
Yeah.
So 3 months ago.
All this happened this year, bro. My net worth going from like negative 70,000 to 6 figures. Me paying off all this debt in the last this year. All that. That's why I said like the compounding. Like we talked about earlier, it's the compounding.
Yeah. Okay. bro, like, I know you got faith, I know you got belief, but bro, this is kind of insane, bro. Yeah. Like, okay, you got a business that's producing money, and you decide, look, I really like this trading thing. I really think this can be the way. You sell the business, you're still $70,000 in the hole in terms of debt. And
I was more at that point.
It was more at that point.
I had trucks. I had a truck and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got loans on trucks and stuff like that, but you still make the jump anyway.
Yeah.
Bro, what are you thinking, bro?
You got to be a little insane, bro, to be successful. You got to be a little crazy. Like, people don't understand, like, they love saying the Mamba mentality and all this stuff. You got to be obsessed. And, like, yeah, I'm being honest. What glitter ain't always gold. So, like, yeah, I was making a lot of money. You have expenses. You know what I mean? Like, this podcast costs money to run.
Yeah,
right. Like, everything costs money. You know, I have maintenance. I have equipment. Right? I got drivers. I got the mental headache. Sometimes of like, man, they doing this, that, and the third. You know, I had one guy smoking weed. I'm like, yo, this is a federally regulated business. I could lose everything because one guy want to smoke, and then that's the charges because he's transporting weed across state lines. So when you start fattening all that stuff in, you like, yo, do I want to deal with this long term? To say I got some money, take a few trips, or do I want to go on all this? Well, truthfully, I ain't got to talk to nobody. I ain't got to do nothing. I can make my bread.
Yeah. Like,
it was a no-brainer to me. Like, I'm always a pro and con person. Like, I make logical decisions like that. And at the end of the day, I know God got me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to keep it moving.
Wow. So tell me this, James. What's the conversation? Because at this time, you're married now. The girlfriend is your wife now.
100%.
This your life partner right now. What's the conversations you having with her? Because, again, I mean, just a few years ago, you're in Dallas, lose everything, failed MLM company business. Your wife is literally upset, outraged about this, this babysitting job. You promise her, we ain't gonna never deal with this again. You get up, and then all of a sudden you saying, nah, babe, I gotta make a shift. What's the conversation you're having with her, and how is she receiving that conversation?
Luckily, my wife, one, she's very, very believing. She believes in me. I have a strong track record. She's seen what I've done, and I don't talk, I walk. Right? I don't believe I
like this guy.
Talking.
I like you, James.
Hey,
come on, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, keep going. Keep going.
It real, bro. Yeah. Look, I gotta write that down.
Yeah. So that's a shirt, by the way.
Hey, I'm telling you. Yeah. Man. So I'm like, I lead by example. And so every time, and she was just sad because she's like, man, how we going to, get it? But every time she's seen, it's just like trading, bro. You go up, you have a pullback. You go up, you have a pullback. She's seen every time my life get better. You can go through some hard times, and then we shoot past that. And then now that's our lower low, right? Or a high low, and then she shoot past it. And so even now, like a low point now, you know what I'm saying? It's like, man, dang, it's getting tough. Right now, my low point now is my time is limited. Like, I got a lot going on, you know what I'm saying? Daughter on the way, all type of stuff. But I'm also at the highest financial point I've ever been at to the date right now. So it's like my new low ain't when I was not able to eat or we struggling how to pay rent, a couple years back. But she's seen me overcome so many things. She has faith in me. She believes in me. And that's the best thing anybody can have is somebody by their side, man, who believes in them. You know what I'm saying? Like, and truthfully, even if you don't have nobody by your side, like, you got to believe in yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's not that hard when you got real belief and real faith. Like I said, people don't understand. I'm telling you, man, faith to move mountains, dog. You got to have it.
You got to have it. Man, that's so, bro. This is really good, bro. Okay, so you make this jump. And, I mean, bro, where do we go from here? So you make this jump. You watch and you listen to everything that your boy tell you to go through, right? You join Doyle's group. You start learning stuff, but you figure out, this scalping is too stressful. It's not for me, right? So what is the strategy that you adapt? Is it intraday trading? Is it swing trading? What is your approach to the market?
So it's intraday. And again, man, like I said, I love to give people their flowers. So when I saw Doyle's story and he was talking about how he worked a factory job, second shift, that's what I did. So my whole plan and literally what I did, I took a second shift job, bro, working at night. And I was trade so I could trade during the day and get those reps in. Because again, I knew I needed reps. Like, I could have easily went back to the business world.
Yeah.
I could have easily kept doing entrepreneurship. I'm like, nah, if I go back to the corporate, like with the degrees and stuff, I'm now a salaried slave again, right? I'm 7 to 5, 8 to 5. I have no time. So I'm like, nah, like I'm gonna go get this stuff. Nobody knew who I was. Nobody knew what I was really doing. Nobody knew none of that stuff. They just thought, I was some trucker, some guy, right? I'm like, bro, you don't even know. Like, I got degrees. I don't ran businesses, but I ain't say nothing. Because I love seeing how people really treat me for me. You know what I'm saying? But that was my plan. That's what I did. I did that for a little minute, just getting experience. And I was able to learn how to intraday trade. Mm-hmm. That's what helped me because I have patience. It's cool making money in 5 minutes, but it also sucks losing that much money in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, yo, I found out if I got a little bit of patience, my average trade on average is like an hour, 20 minutes. I hold something for like 4 hours. I held like the last 2 weeks, I done passed two evaluations, like back to back each week. So it's gotten easier. Now, obviously, depends on what the market give you still.
Correct.
But I'm like, yo, this is smooth, right? Like I can set my take profit, set my start loss. I know exactly where I'm getting in, where I'm getting out every trade. My stuff is mechanical. Like I built it basically like I could build it to an EA.
Yeah.
So, and I get in, once it gets to a certain point, I'm walking away. Yeah. And like the peace of mind, man, I look for a few good ones a week. I have a max for the day. That's it.
Yeah. It's better, bro. Like, so I've gone back and forth between the two multiple times, and I just switched back to intraday. Like just like a month ago, I was back scalping. Now I'm back intraday because it's like, I agree with what you're saying. It's like you can make a lot of money quick. I've had $1,000 days, $2,000 days, almost 3K days. Yeah. And this is as of me just switching to futures recently, like the last few months of me switching to futures. But at the same time, when you're dealing with those small time frames, 5 minute, 15 minute, you see a setup right now, it stop you out, you lose money. In the next 30 minutes, it's another setup there. So what do you want to do? Yeah. You scared to take it or you gonna take it? Then you take the next one, it do the same thing, you lose. Now you down 2% or whatever you risk it on your account, right? In just a matter of 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour. And then guess what? Another setup gonna pop up again. And that's the thing about the smaller time frames is if you're trading a strategy or a setup, you're gonna see that pop up multiple times in just a few hours. So how many times are you gonna allocate capital to that versus if you scale back? Intraday trade, you're probably only gonna get one, maybe some days 2 quality looks where everything lines up to take it. And that's why I prefer intraday because my risk is so much less now, bro. And when I hit, everybody know, you know, for the people that's rocking with me right now, you know, because I'm doing a small thing right now, right? And we're going to talk about this like when we go out, but I'm doing something right now. It's private right now. But so I got 10 people that are trading with me, watching me trade every week. So Monday through Thursday, I don't really trade on Fridays. And they're with me, watching me, and it's helping me like be able to be an asset to people. You know what I mean? And it's teaching me because I always been, you know, I trade by myself. Yeah. I don't really like that pressure, right? So this is something that has really helped me, you know? And so I'm trading with them. And it's not just me saying I'm getting in here, getting in there. I'm breaking everything down for them. I'm being accountable to a group of people. And it's really helping me, bro. So I'm doing this privately. And maybe in the future, you know, I'll open up my academy, all that stuff in the future. Sure. But this is what I'm doing behind the scenes right now. So anyway, we're intraday trading. And I kind of forgot where I was going here. But anyway, what I've seen so far, bro, is that it's amazing when you can look back at your process, because I'm recording this too. When I look back at how I'm explaining my process for getting into the market intraday, and I'm explaining it to people, it's amazing to me how simple and easy what I'm doing is versus when I was scalping. When I was scalping, I was all over the place, bro. I was all over the place. And now through intraday, I can be accountable. I can actually slow it down. And now my wife can actually learn from me because I done confused her so many times to the point where she was like, listen, just give me somebody course that you interview because it's so all over the place, you know? So intraday has really blessed me, bro. And like really, really blessed me. And I'm sticking to it now. Like I ain't going back and forth. I'm sticking to it. But I agree with you 1,000%. It's definitely not for, bro, it's crazy, but I hate to call us older. You know what I mean? Because we're still young.
Don't do that to me.
Yeah, but us that are more like, that come from like that business background 100%. And that time, it just makes sense for us. for us to, yes, we can make the money quick, but we want it to be effective. Whatever time we put in, we want it to be effective. And I've been able to kind of get my intraday approach, my process, that's what I call it. It's not a strategy, it's a process that I go through that starts when the market's closed and then it continues on throughout the week. But with my intraday process that I go through, bro, I'm telling you, my brother, like, I got it down to the T where it's like, bro, I come to the market at the market open, at the equity open around 9 a.m. and just start getting prepared for 9:30 when NAS and, you know, US 30, all that open up. And bro, if I don't see something within that first hour and a half, I know I don't have a setup for the day. And it's that systematic. And it's been amazing, bro. Yeah. I love it. Yeah.
How mine is now, and definitely futures. So
yeah,
that's all I'm on now.
Okay, talk to me about futures.
Hey, that's where it's at.
All right, so when did you switch from Forex to futures?
Same time. So it's crazy, right? It's crazy.
Okay.
Beginning this last year, end of last year. Then all this stuff started clicking one time, started finding all this profitability, started making money, started making enough money, started paying off debt. And I will say too, again, I chose to take my money and not put back in my account because I knew I could lose it. Right? So I was like, nah, let me get these chains off me with the debt. So I was taking all the profits, paying off debt, $1,000 loan, $3,000 loan, pay my wife off. We paid all our baby girl's birthday expenses off because we're doing natural way through with midwives. Took all the profit, paying it off. So now I can move free because I'm like, all right, we ain't got no debt. Like, now I can take that money, we can start trying to grow. You know what I'm saying? But again, I done had $3,000 days and stuff too, $35 days. I done lost $1,800 days too.
There you go.
Know what I'm saying?
Same
so
thing with me. Yep.
I wasn't doing it. So when I started finding futures, it was just calmer. It wasn't that like manipulation. Like when I say time, I'm looking at Central Standard. That's where I'm at, right? You know, when it was Forex, man, you know, around 3:45, 4:45 Eastern Standard, they gonna start tripping with the brokers. They gonna start wicking you out.
Spreads, spreads going crazy.
Ain't none of that with futures, man. It's regulated. Like the price you see is what I see. It's just beautiful. Like I love it, bro. The feels are good. Even like if I'm getting in, like my strategy again, I have a process too, right? So it's not really a strategy. It's I agree with that. It's a process, dude. If I need to get in at 8:30, I'm still getting in a good feel. Versus Forex might slip you 20, 30 pips. Man, you like, man, dang, I done lost my money. Yeah. So you supposed to be in profit. You negative. But futures is where it was at. But yeah, no, intraday for me, man, bro, it's been a blessing.
It changed everything for you.
It's been a blessing, bro.
So those payouts, so you were making money from prop firms and getting the payouts and then paying off debt with?
All of them. My money too.
Wow. Okay. So a little bit of both.
Yeah. Both of them. So I make a payout from like Blue Guardian, right? Like,
okay, so you use Blue Guardian. Bro, all right. Let's pause here for a second. And I'm not just pausing because they sponsor the podcast, but I do want to pause here for a second. So, I mean, obviously, like this is our first time meeting. So, this ain't no, orchestrated stuff here.
Yeah, it ain't planning nothing.
You're the second person that I've had in this chair that has told me that they use Blue Guardian. Okay, what has been your experience with them?
I want to say one, they reached out to me for an interview. Okay. And never reached back out.
Okay.
So, you know what I mean? Yeah. It shouldn't be, but they straight, man. They cool,
I'll talk to them about that for sure. Because I don't even know if they're like actively doing them the way they used to anymore. I'm
just joking around.
Yeah, okay, got you. All right, but go ahead.
I don't take no bad blood from that. But they pay on time. I had an issue with my second account last week. I had passed that one real quick. And it was basically like, I had to re-verify or something. I'm like, where is this? Like, bro, I just got one again last week. But dude fixed it real quick. I think his name is Eric or something. He got in the chat. So it's been cool, man. They got futures coming out too.
Futures is coming.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna rock with that. But
Traders, if you are interested in trading with virtual prop firms, I got some exciting news for you today. Blue Guardian, the prop firm, is launching their first ever futures prop firm. And to celebrate, they're giving away 40% off on all challenges. Plus, when you pass that challenge, you pay $0. That's right, $0 to activate your actual funded account. On top of that, if you join the waiting list, link in the description, you'll automatically be entered into a raffle to win one of 10 100K accounts that they're giving away absolutely free. So make sure you join the waiting list, link in the description for Blue Guardian Futures. And when you do that, you will get 40% off and 0 activation fees once you get your funded account started.
But I would take those payouts. I would trade my own capital, all type of stuff, and I would combine them, bro. And I would take that money and just pay it off.
I love this.
So I might make like 1,000 something from Blue Guardian. I might make 600 from my own money, taking that 1,600, paying the loan off.
And that's why I rock with them. I love to hear that. Cool, I love to hear that. That's dope. All right, so go ahead and continue. Nah, bro, that just makes me feel good because, like, in this internet space, bro, like, you got scammed from a company before, right? Mm-hmm. You out there promoting this company. Yo, bro, like, we can get you, funding for your real estate deal. You like, all hard into it and all. And like
scammers.
Like, they taking advantage of people. And I've seen that in this place with brokers. You know what I mean? Like, I had a broker sponsorship deal, and we did it for one episode, and I canceled it immediately. I'm like, yo, you can get your money back, whatever you want to do, because I had somebody instantly send me proof that this broker messed them over. So in this industry, it's just in the online space, period.
Finance period.
You have to watch everything. And I was getting ready to pull away from the whole like if it's not my product, I'm not promoting it, right? But I got 2 sponsors right now. Burns Curry Pinsky, verified guy, the #1 all-time leaderboard placeholder with FTMO. He has a whole university of teaching people how to trade. I partner with him because for my viewers that want to learn from a professional, he's somebody that has added value to me. He's somebody I have access to his university. I don't, necessarily trade that way, but it has added value to my journey, right? But his university is legit. He's real. He's still prop firm trading to this day, and he's doing what he's teaching other people to do. So I partner with his company. They're sponsor of the podcast for people that watch that's looking for quality education. In the prop firm space, because that's the other area that people always ask me, Calvin, what prop firms? I use a lot of prop firms. I've been funded. I've made money with the funded trader that had issues. I've made money with my Forex funds, a lot of money with my Forex funds that has gone. That's not even here no more. I've made money with Funded Trading Plus. I've made money with True Forex funds. They're not here no more. You know what I mean? And a few other firms that are not here anymore, right? And Blue Guardian has been the one firm, bro, that the transparency with the owner, I just pick up the phone, I shoot him a message, he hit me back within a day, sometimes within a few minutes. He keep it honest with me, and they've just been solid, bro. And so to hear that from you and me not even knowing that you rocking with them, but me hearing that you're getting your money, you're getting payouts, it's gonna be little hiccups here and there. That makes me feel good, and that it makes me want to continue the partnership because it's actually helping people make money. You know what I mean? So
100%.
Appreciate you sharing that.
And you put your name behind it, so I understand.
And I put exactly. And I don't got no ownership in it. Yeah. Maybe I need to start talking about some ownership in Blue Guardian. Yeah, maybe I need to. But man, I'm happy to hear that because you're the second person. Yeah. You're the second person. My guy who came on last episode, CK, he also, and Blue Guardian is a big part of his monthly trading income. You know what I mean? So it's dope to hear that, bro. Real dope to hear that. So combination of prop firms and personal account, making profit, getting payouts, paying off debt with it. Yeah. How often were you taking withdrawals on your personal account? Was it every week, every month?
Depends on what the market gave me.
Okay.
I go more off dollar amount.
I like that.
So I don't trade percentage, I trade dollar amounts because I have a certain dollar amount I'm comfortable with. So what I found for me, right, because I made so much money early on through business endeavors and stuff, I don't not to sound, you get to a certain point where some certain amounts of money don't phase you. Mm-hmm. Like if it's $100 I'm on a trade risk, I could be this happened, man. Again, I'm being transparent. I let a 4-to-1 risk to reward, lost it all because I just want respect. And it was on I was like, man, it's only $450. Mm. I'm at that point now. You know what I'm saying? So I got to put at least $250 risk on it, $300. I got to basically get $1,000 trade, to feel good about it.
Yeah. That's on your personal account.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm right there too. Yeah. Go ahead, continue.
Nah, you're good. So I'm just I realize it's more so of wherever you're at in your life, what's that dollar amount that you're comfortable with? Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like a thermostat. You have a temperature you set to. So everybody's house, you like to sleep at 69, 70, 71, you know what I'm saying? You got a temperature you're comfortable at. If it get too, or it's like a thermostat, if it get too cold, what's it gonna do? It's gonna raise it up. Yep. Get too hot, it's gonna cool it down. So right now, my thermostat is set to a certain temperature. So if I get I had last week, not last week, about 3 weeks ago, good week, 3 good trades. Mm-hmm. I'm saying 3 good trades. I put one on YouTube. I used the past one to Blue Guardian joints.
Okay.
So called a smooth 4.5 to 1. You know what I'm saying? Nice trade. Some weeks, this week was garbage. Had 1 winning day, 2 losing days. So I was like, You know You know what I mean? I took like 2 or 3 entries on one of them, but they were valid setups. So it was really a break even. So once I get a certain amount of money, I'm like, all right, I'm above my profit. I'm gonna take that money. But it's not like, oh, I got 600. Nah, I need some capital. You know what I'm saying? I need to be able to get these contracts. Yeah. So, but once I get a good buffer, hey, I'm gonna take that 1,500. Let me pay a loan off. And then also another thing I did, like I debt snowballed it, right? So some of the loans up front was like 1,200 from the small student loans.
Knocked them out.
Yeah, we knocked them out.
Yeah.
If it's 5,000, I might take it out. I'm just gonna sit it to the side and put it into like a high yield saving account, let it get a little interest. Pull out another 3,000, maybe in 2 more weeks, pay it off.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I did.
I like that. I like that approach. Yeah, so that's something, man. It's crazy because last night I was talking to my boy Ralph. Shout out to Ralph. We're going to get Ralph on the podcast soon. I know y'all keep hearing this name, Ralph. That's my boy. We're going to get him up here soon. But I was talking to him last night, and, I was just sharing with him that, the goal needs to be, because this is what people don't talk about, right? And it hit me last week, is that the first thing we do, especially when we buy funded challenges, what's the first thing we do? We do the calculations. Okay, if I risk $100 on a trade and I know my setup produced, like 2 times that risk, 3 times that risk, you start calculating, okay, how quick, just based off your win percentage per week, how quick you can pass that challenge. And then once you get funded, like, what's the range of how much money you could be making per payout, right? That's what we do. But what I've discovered, James, just from being in my process, bro, and locked in and just being accountable, trading live with other people and just really been focused on what matters, and that's growth. The dollar amount of what I'm making don't matter. It's the money that I started with, am I making money off this consistency? That's what matters, right? And as I've been focused on my process, bro, what I've seen is you can't calculate your risk to reward, how much you're risking versus how much your system produces, because 80% of the time in the market, bro, your trades ain't hitting the designated take profit anyway, bro. You're making profit and you're managing that trade in the process of it going to your take profit, but a lot of times it reverses. So if you're really into your process and managing trades the right way, you're making money on those trades, but you're taking profit early, or it's stopping you out in profit. And this is what I've noticed from intraday trading. And so my new formula for tracking my trades is that I basically base my trades off of my break-even rate. And my break-even rate is around 1-to-1 basically. All of my trades pretty much give me in profit what my stop loss is before it eventually starts reversing or whatever the case may be. Yeah. And so what I've seen is on any given week, I'm taking 3 trades, right? So if we just do the math on that, maybe per month, I'm taking anywhere between 9 to 10 trades per month. You know what I'm saying? Let's just throw it that way, right? Sure. Or anywhere between 9 and 12 trades per month. Let's just put it that way, right? And so if, let's just say each week, 2 of my trades are going to be a break-even type trade, it's going to be at 1-to-1. That's where my base needs to be. That's where I need to be focusing. Okay, how much is my 1-to-1? So if I want to live, let's just put a number out there, like 10K, right? So if I need $10,000 to cover my living expenses per month, and I want that to come from trading, okay, Calvin, how much capital do you need to have in your account to justify that break-even week? Now that I'm seeing this, it's like, okay, now I can attach a number that I need to get my personal account to guarantee me at least 10K a month. And that's just at least. Yeah. You know what I mean?
So similar to yours, right? I like my sweet spot, 3 to 5 hour. That's my sweet spot. I don't like anything less than that. One thing that I stopped doing personally, I stopped moving to break even. So I used to move to break even early on. Truthfully, it was fear. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to lose so much money. But I found out when I did all my data, I have data back for years, right? And it depends. Now I get into the science and the weeds of it, just like I deal with business, everything, right? I'm studying. I'm a real analytical guy. It depends if it's like futures. So there's nuances. If anybody coming over is going from Forex to futures, just know it's not the same with take profits. So if I'm trading a Forex account, I can get a 5-to-1. If you go to futures, I always give my breathing room. I get my stop loss breathing room and my take profit breathing room. Because one, with futures, wherever you put the price up, your entry, it's gonna, when it hits that price, it's in.
Yep.
I like to break through. I like to get a little momentum. So already that messes with my risk to reward. So I might get a 3.1 on my futures account. So I get a lot more risky with Forex and stuff like that, you know, than I can with futures, right? I stopped really trading currencies on futures because of that reason. So now I mainly just trade Dow Jones, NASDAQ, S&P, MCL, right? So I trade crude oil and gold a little bit. Gold be acting funny sometimes, but
yeah, I like oil a lot, bro. Yeah,
like gold, oil is smooth.
Oil is smooth. Yeah, bro. I was looking for a buy move on that, but I missed it, bro. He made a little buy move last week, but I missed it.
Bro, the time I like oil is London.
London session?
Smooth.
Yeah.
Smooth. But yeah, my process, man, I have a higher time frame analysis. I was trying to learn swing. It was too slow, man. Cause I get my stuff down to like 5 point. Like I like my win rate to around like 50, 60%. Like anything lower than that, I ain't really trying to mess with it. Yeah. Like psychologically, I don't want to lose that much. So I like my stuff to be right there. I filter it down. Most of my stuff is starting off on an hour, 15. Some processes I take on the 15 minutes. Some I will go down to the 5, and I will get a very tight entry. But I'm not sitting there waiting. Yeah. I'll set an alert, and similar to yours, right? I know basically by 7 a.m. I'm taking a trade out that day. You know, I could look at it. I used to look at guys, I'm like, dang, how they do that stuff? Now I'm one of them guys.
Now you doing it. Yeah. It
I wake good. Up, bro. If I don't have all these confirmations lined up, I ain't trading today. And even then, I'm setting an alert. It still got to react a certain way. But I stopped moving to break even because for basically my newer process, I realized what it would do is break out some, pull back in a discount, sometimes to 75%, and then shoot up. So I kept missing out on a lot of money. So like, there's one trade, I don't think I caught it on camera because I was being in the zone most time, right? But it was the same week as the one I put on my channel. On the one I passed the last trade I passed the Blue Guardian Challenge with. That thing pulled back 75%. I got in again for a buy, and then it shot up, hit my 5-to-1 TP. So that was a good day. And you can risk heavy because it's in discount, but that's kind of like the trade. Same thing you said with yours. They don't always hit my take profit because, like with futures too, because the market, obviously that hour is closed. I don't know what's going to do. So sometimes it may hit it overnight. I might close for a 2.8 profit, 2.3. You know, it ends up hitting overnight in my 5-to-1 or 4-to-1. But man, that higher time frame starting on the hour and coming down has been smooth for me.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's real dope. So you like mainly trade like currencies with Blue Guardian and then just futures with your personal?
Yeah, so I had and it's another thing, right? Every asset moves so different. And I tell people it's like a relationship. Every asset moves different. So my main ones for currencies was GU and EU. When I got the futures, because the risk to reward dropped so much and all my data was built off that, I just stopped trading altogether. So now I'm just on indices. But yes, I can still take something on GU. But I'm mainly looking now just the indices. I don't even mess with them no more.
Got you. So on Blue Guardian, you're trading those same indices that you marked up on the futures chart.
Yeah.
And it's kind of better that way. And I learned that from Burn Skoyupinski from Online Trading Campus, one of the sponsors of the show. He spoke about that, how it's important to always get your data from the futures charts because that's where price really is. Forget what your firm is saying, you know what I mean? Like your Forex broker or your prop firm is saying, get your data and your entries from the future chart because that's where it's at. That's where the asset really is at that moment. So that's really been a game changer for me too. Like I strictly use the CME data for everything, bro. So that's been a game changer as well for me.
For sure.
Yeah, bro. Bro, this is good, bro. This is really good. And I feel sorry for y'all because me and James about to kick it after this. So we gonna talk some more. Listen, what I'm gonna set up though, and this is a great part to mention this. If you're not subscribed, I have set up the YouTube Premium so you can join as a premium member to the channel and you'll get a little behind the scenes, you know, footage of some things with guests. Also, you'll get some exclusive content from me as well. So if you're not, become a channel partner or a channel member. You should be able to sign up by hitting the subscribe button or going onto the channel to sign up. All right. So that's a good plug for that. Anyway, bro, being debt free, that has been something that God has put on me for real. That is important about the journey in building wealth, the journey in being a man and being the head of your household and leaving that legacy that we should leave, and not just a legacy of how good we were to other people, but actually have our loved ones feel us when we gone. You know what I mean? 100%. And know that, hey, even though he's gone, he's left us in good hands, sure. Right? For me, paying off the house has been something that has been just the top priority in my mind. And so when I talk about, getting the personal account to 6 figures and being able to trade off that, that's the motivation to generate the income to knock out the house. The house, I believe, house, cars, health insurance is the biggest expenses that everyday people face. Like these are our biggest, like liabilities. And so if we can knock them out, even if you work a normal career job where you're making $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 a year, if you knock off your house payment every month, you on vacation. You know what I mean? Every week you taking a, you taking a cruise somewhere, or every month, And so I think it's fitting that you talk about how important personal finance is for a person that's looking to really win with trading. Can you get into that a little bit more? Like how they tie into each other and why you've seen such growth, not just in your net worth, but just as a man, and just like how it makes you feel when you're in the market, knowing that you don't owe nobody nothing on the personal finance side.
For sure. I mean, number one, you can get a lot more risky, for lack of a better term, because in life, man, to get, you got to give, right? You have to take risk. You have to calculate risk, but you need to take risk. When you don't have $500 payment over your head, like, again, out of debt, cars paid off, wife car paid off, like no debt, right? You can move different, because like we all make mistakes. You lose that $500, it's not like you need that $500 to pay rent or $500 to pay your car note. It's like, dang, that was irresponsible. Okay, let me journal that, let me take notes. I know better than that, but I'm cool. It doesn't really affect me. So you can bounce back a lot quicker, where like some people are beating themselves up. You know what I mean? It's like, dang, I needed that. I've heard some people talking about they trading their rent money. And they might tell you the good news that they flipped it and made $2,000. They didn't tell you the next month when they lost it and they couldn't pay rent.
That's true.
And I know those sides too. You know what I mean? So again, I pride myself in keeping it 100% transparent. Like, that's why I said earlier, I made a mistake the week. Let that profit turn into a loss. Like, just because out of greed, for real, out of like just not even caring about it. So we still deal with it. It's not gone. You know what I mean? And again, I'm just getting started. Like I said, I'm not a guy. Yeah, my net worth now is 6 figures. I'm looking to get 7 though. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking to get high 6 and 7. So, we all on our own journey. Like, I always tell people too, don't compare yourself to nobody else. But it's another thing with money. Like, it allows you to, when you do get that sense of freedom, bro, you feel good. Like, that's great. You got your Lamborghini or whatever. That's cool. I'm proud of you. You know what I'm saying? Salute to you. I'm good. I'm happy. Yeah. You feel me? Like, don't mean if you want one, go get one.
Yeah. Don't mean you can't have one.
Yeah, don't mean you can't get it, but like, do you really want that? Or do you just want the feeling?
The feeling. And it goes away quick. I had Charlene. Are you familiar with Charlene FX?
No.
Yeah, so Charlene is a female trader out of Miami. She has been a great person to know. Her energy is great. She's pure. I really rock with Charlene, right? But I had Charlene on the last episode, and we just talking, same way we talking now. And let me tell you, man, she said some real stuff. She talked about how, being able to quit her job was big for her when she was in that job. Like, she's a former police officer, right? So City of Miami police officer. And she just talked about how that was a huge accomplishment. And then being able to buy the Lamborghini. But when we talked on the podcast, the last one we did, she was just talking about like, look.
It's normal.
That stuff, it's exciting, but then it just becomes normal. Like, it just, okay, like and she really spoke to we had a conversation and she was really telling the audience, like, guys, there are other things that matter. And you know what she was raving about that whole interview, what was bringing her the most joy?
Time with her family.
The fact that she found love. She found the man that she's considering marrying. The people that matter most. And she was just sharing how like the things are whatever and how it's shifting for her. You know what I mean? And that's really what matters. So you're right, bro. Like, it's really what matters. And I'm seeing from the people that I've been connecting with and the people that I've admired and gotten on the show, as we have more conversation, they're seeing that too. Like, that stuff is cool for a season and it's fun, to do it and experience it. But at the end of the day, if you got somebody in your corner that love you, that really know you, you got family, you able to wake up, be grateful for life, take care of your body, eat right, feel, great. Man, that's such a blessing, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's something actually too, Anthony Williams, Quillen's best friend. Shout out to him too.
Yeah. You guys met. Yeah. Shout out to Ant.
He was talking about one time too, like I think he was talking about how like he basically was selling like a Ferrari he had never drove and all type of stuff because like I guess it kind of got normal to him. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's just like the thing is people don't realize like yes, for the moment that's exciting. Yes, it's an accomplishment, but like okay, you're gonna go to the same grocery store, you can go to the same gym, you might eat a little bit better quality food, you might go to a little bit more expensive restaurant, but it's the same thing. You know what I mean? So it's like nah, like you can't. What you really want is the experiences. You know what I'm saying? You want the time and to do things with your family that's basically you cannot replace. You can replace a car. Yeah. You know what I mean? So
big facts.
Yeah, that's what matters. That's why I do it, man. That's why even me, like I ain't trying to flex. Like I go buy 3 cars tomorrow, man. Like cash, bro. I'm not on that. I'm on investing so my daughter good. You know what I'm saying? Like I can get my family to a situation. Like I want to move us out of the country soon. Yeah. You know I got plans really the next year and a half to move out of the country. Yeah. So I just want peace, bro. I want time. We want a bunch of children. Yeah. Just want to raise them with good morals, man. Do martial arts. Just enjoy time with the family, bro.
Yeah. You know, I just think when you establish yourself, you start to realize that you can do anything. I can go to the car dealership right now, like my kids, right? So when we travel, you know, I always rent like a Suburban Premier or something like that. Yeah. So I was getting ready to go buy one when we got our daughter. So a few months ago when our daughter was born, I was like, yeah, you know, we probably need to go get the big Suburban now. But so I went to the car dealership, I threw around numbers, all that stuff, and I was about to do it. But I didn't do it. And I walked out of there, and the only reason I didn't do it is because I told myself, once I paid off the other cars, I said, if I buy a car, I'm gonna make sure that I come into that dealership with a bag with the cash or with a cashier's check. I love it. But I will not get another car loan. So I could, and then like, oh, Mr. Calvin, yeah, like we ran your credit, this is good. You can drive, you know, you can sign and drive, you ain't gotta put nothing down. Here's what your payment will be. And I was about to do it. Yeah. I said no. You know what I mean? I am content with what I have because it's mine. Nobody can take it. I paid it off, they're mine. And when I'm ready to go drop a bag on another vehicle, that one's gonna be mine. Nobody can take it at no time. I don't owe nobody nothing on it. Yeah. And I think like, as a man, bro, as we get, and I don't want to say this because I know you don't want me to say it, but as we get older, you just pride yourself on ownership, bro. Like, it's mine. Yeah. You know, like same reason I got this space. This is my space. This is my space. I can come here. I can do my podcast. I can do whatever I want. I can have whoever I want come here. This is my space. You know what I mean? I don't have to go rent out Airbnbs. I can, but I don't have to. This is my space. You know, and I think as a man, you pride yourself in investing and spending money in places that you can control. 100%. You know, so
man, bro, it's everything to me because like even for what was I about to say? I'm super frugal, so like I like what I like. You know what I mean? Like I like, you know, got a nice watch, cool. It's not a Rolex. Like, you know, I'm clean.
I like your watch.
Yes, I appreciate it.
Yeah, I really like it.
I stay dappered up, but it's like, man, I don't need chains to. I will say too. I'm very confident who I am as a man. You know what I mean? I don't live for the outside world. I live for me. Everything I do. So like, bro, I'll fly Southwest. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to rent a Lamborghini and press the button. I'm gonna get a truck. You know what I mean? Pull up. But also too, a few months ago, I'm spending 20-something bands overseas for stuff that I want for my family. Yep. Like, you know, or I'll go get stem cells and stuff that I get stuff like professional athletes get done. Yep. I'm spending 5 figures on that.
There you go.
So I spend on what I want, but it's like I'm not about to, you know, go buy stuff for other people. What's really gonna add to my life, advance my family's life or my life? That's what I'm gonna do. Yep. You know what I'm saying? And that is what I continue to do. So I think also too, man, is that it's just I know as well, maturing as a man and growing as a man until you get a lot more confident who you are. And I will say, luckily for me, I've always been around a lot of older men. Like I ain't had my dad in my life, but I was around. So I took a liking to older men just getting wisdom. You know what I mean? And even now, like I randomly be at home, my wife come in the living room. I'm listening to talks on YouTube, bro. People interviewing 65, 75, 85-year-old people asking about life and their regrets. And so I learned early on just what really matters. Like even for example, my grandmother passed last year, right?
Sorry to hear that.
I appreciate it, right? That's like my second mom. My mom raised me.
Wow.
Nobody cares about, like when she passed, bro, her stuff was still there. You feel what I'm saying? Her car was still there. Her house was still there. Only thing people were talking about was the memories we had with her. So when you can get that perspective in your 20s or your 30s, or you know, whenever you can get it, but the earlier you can get that, the better. It's like you don't like right now, bro. Like, how old are you?
I'm 34.
All right.
Yeah.
So, do you remember your 4th grade first outfit at school?
4th grade?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
That's my point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But back then, that's probably everything to you. Fresh, you probably had the forces back then. Mm-hmm. Now it's like, nah. But I guarantee you remember when your first son started walking.
Absolutely. Yeah, I have the video. We was actually looking at the video like a couple days ago. Me and my mother-in-law. Crazy, yeah, we were looking at it. Yep.
I guarantee you remember the first time you took your wife on a date.
Absolutely. I can tell you exactly. We went, our first date was at a party at the University of Miami.
Hey.
Yeah, right outside.
Yeah.
She was looking like a hoochie mama. I was like, yep, I'm locking that down. I ain't messing this up. Bro, and my boys actually, look, opened up the can. Yeah. Go ahead. Boys actually left me, bro, and I walked home, bro. I walked home, yeah. It wasn't too far, but it took like almost an hour to get there. But yeah, I walked home. Yeah, it was real. Yeah. That was our first outing.
That's my point, bro. Yeah. Like, when you get this perspective, man, life becomes so much more free. Like, it's great. You know what I mean? Of course, we all trade to make money, all that stuff. But like, bro, it's the mental space that starts to clear up, and that's why like I'm blessed to be where I'm at now. Like in this ascension upwards. Like I'm just getting started. You feel me? Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Again, I'm not comparing myself, but like, bro, when you confident in yourself, it's gonna make the journey that much more easier.
Yeah.
Just like you asked me earlier about all the risk I took, bro, I'm just confident in myself.
You're just confident in yourself.
Like I'm not doing this to compare myself. Like, oh man, Doyle made, bro, that's great. Shout out to my man. Guess what? They love saying the most millionaires are made in the real estate market.
Yeah.
That's true. But what they don't tell y'all, the most billionaires are made in the financial sector.
Yeah.
That's what we in.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's enough money for everybody, bro. Like, just live your life for you, do what you want, man. Just be confident in you.
That's it, man. Yeah. Yo, so before we wrap this up, bro, man, this has been really good, bro. This has been really good. It's been good for me to see another brother like similar background, similar just vision, family focus, just winner's mentality, bro. We kind of trade similar intraday in, same instruments we trade. This has been good. But what I want you to do right now, James, I want you to talk, and I want you to look into your camera, and I want you to talk to that person right now that has no game plan. You mentioned multiple times James always has a plan. Everybody know James got a plan. Yeah. He always forward thinking, everything through. Talk to that person that has no plan, but they got a lot of ambition. They see other people being successful. They know that they can be successful, but they don't have a plan. So they're running around from course to course. They're trying this strategy one week. When it fails, they switch into another strategy. They're losing money. They need hope. They need guidance. They need motivation. I want you to speak to that trader.
Yeah.
And then after you do that, I want you to let us know where we can follow you online. If anybody wants to reach out to you and let you know how much they love this interview, drop your information so we can stay connected with your journey.
Man, I'm going to make sure I don't take these questions lightly. You know what I'm saying? Because like we all been at that point. So I'm going to make sure I get the most I can. They can always search my name, James A. Strong. But if you at that hard place, understand everybody got a plan till they get punched in the mouth, like Mike Tyson said. So this is coming from a martial artist, right? It does not matter. You need to keep going. Consistency is the key to everything. Consistency is the key. You must keep going. It's going to be hard. Stop thinking this stuff is going to come overnight. Stop thinking that, because you've been doing something for 3 to 4 weeks, it's going to happen on your time. This ain't on your time. This stuff is bigger than you. There is a process to everything, right? There's a process. To build muscle is a process. You can try to fast track losing weight, and you can be skinny fat like most people. You'll gain it right back. Or you can go through the process, take the time it takes, and get it correctly. And it's the same with trading. You can try to speed it up. You keep trying to find the next big hit, the next scalping strategy to make $1,000 a day and all these things. What I would encourage you to do, because I know I'm not talking to everybody, I'm gonna be honest with you. There's a lot of people who got shiny object syndrome, but I'm talking to those few chosen ones who aspire to change their life and change their family's life. And that's you. I really encourage you to listen. Take the time, focus, dedicate yourself, do whatever it takes. If nobody believes in you, trust me, I believe in you. You feel me? But you got to believe in yourself first and foremost. Lock in, do whatever it takes within reason, take calculated risk, don't be overly risky, and have patience. Keep going, you'll be good. And learn learn personal finances, man. Managing money. You can't manage your check from your job. You ain't gonna manage no daggone trading account. Simple as that, dog. And yeah, man, everybody can find me, man. You can search my name, James, the letter A, and then Strong, STRONG, on YouTube and Instagram. So
let's go. Hey, and we'll put the link in the description if anybody wants to connect with James. Man, I appreciate you, bro. This has been really, really good. We gonna chop it up a little bit now,
yes, and
hang out a little bit. And again, guys, if you want more exclusive content, get some content behind the scenes with the guests and some more exclusive things that I'll be throwing out, join the YouTube partner or premium that is now available for this channel. God bless you guys. I look forward to running into you at the bank one day, but you cannot meet me there. You got to beat me there when I pull up to the bank. When me and James pull up to that bank, you should be walking out, duffel bag on your shoulder, big smile on your face. That's just our way of saying, I believe we all are going to be successful. Listen, God bless you. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your family. And tell somebody you love them today, because you never know. It could be the last day that you have that opportunity. Take care, guys. God bless. Peace.